25 Strangest Natural Wonders. Hey everyone, it's Alexa again, and welcome back to Titanic. If you're one of those people that likes to do things a little differently, to get off the beaten track and make your own way through the world, then today's list is just for you. We leave behind the Eiffel Tower, Big Ben, and James Bond Island and soak in some of the world's strangest natural wonders. But before we get into today's video, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for all of our upcoming uploads. Pulpit Rock, Preikestolen, Norway. If you're not afraid of heights, then put this high up on your bucket list. How high is up to you, because this plateau reaches heights of over 2,000 feet. And to top it off, there are no safety railings at the top, so best to leave your kids at the bottom. The scenery will make the trek up well worth it and will take you just 90 minutes to reach the top. ASBYRGI Canyon, Northern Iceland. It's always a good idea to visit places that have a legend or tall tale attached to it, because it makes retelling the story just that much more exciting. The legend of ASBYRGI Canyon is that a Norse god's horse stamped his hoof in this exact spot, slicing his print directly through the cliffs and leaving the area flattened for 2 miles. The truth is not nearly as exciting, with the glacial flooding being held responsible for the unusual shape. The Cave of Crystals, Chihuahua, Mexico. Mother Nature has played a little joke on us by hiding the world's largest crystals 1,000 feet below Nika Mountain, and despite various attempts to reach them, they've been mostly unsuccessful. The caves were drained in 1975, and all that could be retrieved were these milky white selenite crystals. You may think they're formed due to icy conditions, but it's the exact opposite. Extreme temperatures of up to 122 degrees Fahrenheit are responsible, and they formed over 500,000 years in mineral-rich water. It's only possible to be in the cave for short periods of time, and the plans are to reflood the cave to ensure the longevity of the crystals. DANAKIL Depression, Ethiopia. If you don't mind the heat, then this is a must-see. Ethiopia is a beautiful place to explore on its own, but with the addition of the DANAKIL Depression, it makes the visit even more memorable. This was caused by Africa and Asia pulling away from each other, which caused a rise in volcanic activity. The bright yellow is a combination of salt deposits, hydrothermal fields, and the natural hot springs. The White Desert, Egypt. Just a few miles from bustling Cairo is the White Desert, which people have described as feeling like you're on the moon. It's so surreal. Sandstorms and erosion over centuries have resulted in these insane rock chalk formations. You can spend a night camping in this strange desert, with the sunsets and sunrises being out of this world as they reflect off the white sculptures. Ngorongoro Crater, Tanzania. Described as Africa's Eden, let's explore the Ngorongoro Crater, which formed when a massive volcano blew around 2 to 3 million years ago. You're now able to witness 115 square miles of one of the best watering holes in Africa. You will be privileged to witness lions, rhino, buffalo, leopards, and elephants, just to name a few. We mentioned sunsets earlier, but these ones are in a league of their own. Lake RETBA, Senegal. Let's stay in Africa and take a boat ride on Lake RETBA, a lake that sports the most intense pink color. The water gets its pink hue from algae or bacteria known as Dunaliella salina, which is prevalent in the water due to its high salt content. Swimmers also float very easily in the water due to the salt. Pure white salt lines the shore, and the locals work tirelessly to harvest it. Fairy Chimneys, Anatolia, Turkey. We guarantee that no pixie dust was involved in making these beautiful formations in the Gorim Valley on the central Anatolia Plateau. The geological process that formed these unique structures started millions of years ago and began as volcanic ash, which was then whittled down by erosion, and along with its soft base and a whole lot of scientific mumbo-jumbo in between that, these pillars were formed. Some have been converted into homes and even little boutique hotels, which are definitely worth the trip. Grand Prismatic Spring, Wyoming, USA. Any trip to Yellowstone National Park is bound to be magical, but a sight you will never forget is this one, the largest hot spring in the USA. Heat-loving bacteria have been said to be responsible for the gorgeous colors, and the water in the center of the lake is completely sterile. With the sterility of the water, the blue color is intensified along with the depths of the water, which reaches 160 feet. Marble Caves, Aysén region, Chile. It's taken over 6,000 years for these breathtaking waving patterns to form inside the marble caves. The color is further enhanced by the green and blue water in Carrera Lake. You can only reach this special place by boat or ferry. active volcanoes, Stromboli, Italy. Making up part of the Aeolian Islands just off of Sicily's waters is Stromboli. You could technically live there if you were brave enough, along with the other 700 people who inhabit the island. Stromboli has volcanoes that are constantly active, spitting out lava, ash, and gas. This is a perfect day trip to experience something that definitely does not happen every day. Apparently, the best experience is taking a boat trip around the island at nighttime to see a natural fireworks display. Devil's Marbles, Australia. The name for the locals is Karlu Karlu, and it's a rather sacred place. These ginormous granite boulders are an iconic sight and have taken millions of years to form. The smallest boulders are a few inches in diameter, but the biggest ones are 20 feet across. Many of them do a balancing act on top of each other, so if you're keen for a great photo opportunity, definitely opt for one of those, but perhaps don't stand directly beneath it. HIERVE el Agua, Oaxaca, Mexico. What's the first thing you see here? A cascading waterfall, no doubt, but you'd be amazed to know that there is nothing liquid about this. The two waterfalls are frozen in time, and you're not seeing foaming water, but rather hardened calcium carbonate that once flowed down from the thermal waters above the cliff. PERITO Moreno Glacier, Patagonia, Argentina. Patagonia is filled with the most surreal, exotic, and strange sights that no trip to Argentina would be in vain, even if you didn't quite make it to the PERITO Moreno Glacier. This glacier is 18 miles long, and it changes size over time, often creating a natural ice dam. Every 4 to 5 years, the water that gets trapped inside there creates such force that it ruptures, creating a dazzling effect. Tessellated pavement, Eaglehawk Neck, Tasmania. At first glance, you'd think this was man-made paving that just got swallowed up by the tide, but it's actually a rare erosion effect that got its name from the Roman mosaic effect known as tessellated pavement. You'll notice two different patterns. The one looks like loaves of bread, while the other pattern has ridges that collect the seawater, which then reflect the sky, giving off a mirror effect resembling window frames. Wulingyuan, Hunan Province, China. This scenic area used to be completely inaccessible, but is now a buzzing tourist attraction. There are more than 3,000 sandstone pillars spread across 100 square miles. Some pillars are 660 feet tall, and there are many caves, rivers, gorges, and other natural wonders to explore. SILFRA, Iceland. Located neatly between the North American and Eurasian continents is SILFRA, a rift that formed in 1789 caused by earthquakes. The continents are slowly drifting apart, roughly an inch every year. This is one of the most amazing places in the world to dive, and you'll experience some of the clearest water you've ever seen in your life. CANO CRISTALES Serranía de la Macarena, Colombia. Many believe this to be the most beautiful river in the world, so you're going to have to go and check it out and make your own conclusion. CANO CRISTALES has earned the nickname River of Five Colors because it changes from shades of green to orange, yellow, blue, and red. Mind you, the conditions have to be perfect for this to happen. Jeju Island lava tubes, South Korea. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is an entire volcanic island which boasts mountains, incredible rock formations, and several caves which are home to amazing lava tubes. Lava tubes are kind of like tunnels that have formed due to the flowing lava that moves underneath the hardened surface of a lava flow. On Jeju Island, there are several caves with these lava tubes, but the one you definitely want to visit is Manjanggul Cave that formed around 300,000 years ago. Puerto Princesa Underground River, Palawan, Philippines. Our passports are stamped for a trip to the Philippines, and our first stop is Puerto Princesa Underground River, a river that flows through to the South China Sea, through a 15-mile cave. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and the park surrounding it is great to trek through. There are 800 plant species, 19 types of reptiles, 165 different kinds of birds, 30 species of mammals, and 9 species of bat. Elephant Rock, Sardinia, Italy. Known as the Sapedra Pertunta, this massive stone is perfectly shaped like an elephant. To view this incredible rock, you'll need to travel to Castelsardo, Sardinia. The rock originally formed part of a much larger formation called Monte Castedatsu, and part of it broke off, rolled down to the road to settle here. Erosion has helped to shape this rock to resemble an elephant. SALAR de Uyuni, Bolivia. If you've seen images like this and they've inspired you to take a trip to Bolivia, I really hope you weren't disappointed or did your homework before you traveled that far. If you went there and all you saw was nothing but salt flats, you probably went at the wrong time of the year. Mind you, it is the largest salt flat in the world, and getting there anytime is still amazing. But if you want to see this mirror effect, you have to go in the rainy season, which is between February and April. Wave Rock, Hyden, Australia. And now you don't even have to be a surfer to ride the wave. Plus, if you're afraid of sharks like me, then you have come to the right place. This 46-foot high wave is never going to break, and that's mainly because it's solid rock. The wave effect was formed by the erosion of the softer rock at the bottom of the dome, and the stripes were formed when rain washed chemicals down the face of the rock surface. It is a perfect photo opportunity for your whole family. Snow Rollers, Ohio. This isn't one of our natural phenomena that you can just book flights and make your way to see some awesome snow rollers. They only truly happen when the elements are just right. The right snow, the right wind speed, and the right temperature. Alright everyone, before we get to number 1, let's ask you this. Where would you most like to visit? For me, we've talked about SALAR de UYUNI so many times on this channel, I feel like I have to go. But we'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Number 1. HORNOCAL Mountains, Argentina. At least our final strange natural wonder is one that you can book flights for and go and enjoy. HORNOCAL Mountains form part of a much larger limestone formation, and the best time to go is at 4 p.m. in the afternoon when the sun enhances all the natural beauty the mountains have to offer.